So I just had to stop my run there because I'm just in a lot of pain. Okay, that's really bad actually. It's at the point here where I can't actually walk. I am injured. I have a... Good morning guys. Today is MRI day, so I'm heading to my dad's and I'm going to go. Oh, I can't actually remember how to drive my car. Where am I going?
I'm heading to my dad's.
I can't remember what lane I'm in. First I need to stop off at the shop because I texted him and I was like, do you have any food in your house? And he was like, no. Well, not the food that I need. So we're on the hunt to get bagels this morning. Bagels and protein shit. Gonna get the protein in. Driving into this shop and then I went in through the exit because I've never been in here before, and the taxi guy was like nearly dashed at me. Oh my lord, Grace. What the hell? They've completely changed this shit place. What the hell? Wow. Okay, I'm not overwhelmed. They did not have bagels. What kind of place doesn't have bagels? They did have bagels, but they weren't good enough. They weren't the New York City ones, and anything that's not New York City is unacceptable. So I just got loads of water. Oh look, the guy delivering the bagels is bageling. So I'm just at my dad's, and the Coopers are outside. Look at them. Cuddles is pure dying. Why is he dying? Hello. Hello. You got a haircut? And Mrs. Trixie. Okay. Let's come in. Come inside, everyone. Inside. Oh, it's very cold. Easy, easy, easy. Hello. Sit. Relax, relax. Hello, hello. Sit. Hey. Hey. See, relax and cozy. We're just waiting on Dad to come home with some bagels. I'm gonna put some of this cream on my back. Ugh. You see now my yogurt is pink. Shower these. New bagels.
What? How do you know the name?
I've seen them in the shops. They taste healthy. They're better with butter.
Just like me.
I have arrived at the UIC. My second home.
Your report there.
Oh, okay.
So, the discs and the nerves and everything like that are okay. But there is another stress fracture on your sacrum on the left side, so that explains why you've got pain on the left side of your back, you know.
So what do you suggest I do now? Like, how long is the recovery for that?
It's going to be at least, well, generally speaking, 6 to 12 weeks. The Belfast Marathon and everything like that, I would strongly suggest that we don't do that.
Yeah. In terms of the cross training, what do you think? No?
You're probably best to either swim or cycle at the minute. Or have you been going on the bike?
Yeah, fine. I mean, the last 2 days it's actually felt like the best it's ever felt. But I know now that's probably like weird. It's only been 3 weeks.
And then you're doing a wee bit of physio as well.
Yeah, I'm doing it every day.
First things first is we need to offload your sacrum, so that can be non-weight bearing exercise. Is the stress response, you know, the terms like there's a bony stress fracture and there's a stress response.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that bad because it was getting so much better. I know I'll get over it, but let me. Hey guys, so I don't even know where to start with this. This obviously was not the video I intended on making when I set out vlogging my MRI experience, but it is what it is, and we're here now, and I am injured. I have a stress fracture in my sacrum. Obviously, it's super unfortunate that this has happened, and I did get really upset about it because I just felt quite devastated. probably is the best word to describe how I felt. It is usually a 6 to 12 week recovery, which is not including like the begin to start running again. So it would possibly mean that my marathon in Belfast is not going to be able to happen. I got upset yesterday, but I've had like 12 hours to sort of reflect on it, and I think the only possible way of looking at this is seeing it as a blessing. Essentially, there's no point in getting down in the dumps about it and being like, this sucks, this is awful, because at the end of the day, it's not going to fix it, it's not going to make it better, it's just going to cause suffering for me, not being able to accept what's real and what's happening right now, which is the fact that I have a stress fracture, it is broken, I cannot run, I cannot train how I want, and I need to rest. I think the only way to see this is as a blessing, and definitely a lot of lessons will be learned from this. Could I have learned them a more optimum way? Yes. But again, I do believe everything happens for a reason. I kind of just want this little talk to be a little bit of an insight on where my head's at with my injury. And this is not me telling you how you should feel about your own injury. If you are injured, everyone has their own right to feel how they want to feel about their given injury. This is just my perspective on it. I just have to look at this situation and accept the reality that it is. Like, hey, I'm not going to be running for a bit. I'm going to be on crutches, not doing as much. And I'm not going to try and blame that on anyone, because it is my fault entirely. Like, I take full responsibility for what happened. You know, I was training quite a lot and I thought I could handle it, but I obviously couldn't, because the sacrum is a strong bone, and if you're breaking that bone without actual impact, something seriously is going wrong. But I'm not going to sit here and victimize myself and be like, oh, poor me, I'm so injured, it's awful, oh, because that's not cool. It's my fault. But at the same time, don't be mean to me and be like, oh my god. Relax, we're all just humans at the end of the day. And even so, this is just a stress fracture. I'm very grateful that this is very minor in the grand scheme of things. Like, although it feels quite really devastating and disappointing, this is minor. Like, I haven't lost my leg. I'm not a professional athlete where I have sponsors and running is my entire career. Yes, it feels like my entire life, but it's not my career. And I am already so far into the healing process, because I feel like this happened about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I stopped running and I stopped doing everything impact, and it already feels a lot better. And I was actually really nervous to put this out to YouTube and tell everyone, because I do base my identity off running. Like, I do feel like I don't know who I am without it, and that's a problem to me. You're so much more than running. I know that, but I don't think I know that. I haven't really. Whenever I get injured, I really take it, I literally just shut down. And that's something I'd like to change. You know, I'd like to get an identity. I'm not just the runner. Other people probably don't see me as that, but I certainly see myself as the runner. In situations like this, it's not helpful, you know? They say that God will keep giving you the same lessons until you learn from them. And I was like, when I get back running, after I came back from hospital, I was like, I'm going to get back running, I'm going to do it healthier, it's going to be more sustainable. And yes, I increased my food, and yes, I thought I was following a structured plan where I was doing the same mileage every week, only increasing it by a wee bit. It was still obviously too much and too little for what was going in, or I was under recovering in some aspects, so I was on too much, so I need to bring it back down and bring it a little bit more down to allow for recovery to come up. But although I do post a lot about running, because I feel like my life is just not interesting, I do want to document, you know, the tough parts as well. And this is a tough patch in my life, what with my mum and now the injury, and I just feel like last night I just sat there and was like, I feel like everything is crashing down and I can't see a way out of this. The stress fracture itself is not the problem, it's the way I think that's making it a problem. I'm looking at it negatively, where I need to look at it from a positive perspective, being that this is just lessons, and this is an opportunity to do different things, to have more deeper thoughts, to get your body back to where it needs to be. Because this is my second stress fracture in 14 months, so something's obviously not right. And it's like, I don't want to rush anything, because I want to have a good solid training block and go into a race that I feel like I can race and not just run to experience it. And I feel like rushing this process is being unkind to my body. I'm trying to practice more self-compassion, to learn to love myself a bit more. And I feel like putting pressure on myself for this to get better so I can run Belfast, just to say I've run Belfast. I'm a runner, I run Belfast every year. I feel like that's not very compassionate to my body, putting myself under so much unnecessary pressure. And there was this quote in the Daily Stoic, and I'll actually read it out here. A good person is invincible, for they don't rush into contests in which they are the strongest. If you want their property, take it. Take also their staff, possession and body. But you never compel them what they set out for, nor trap them in what they should avoid. For the only contest the good person enters is their own reason and choice. How can such a person not be invincible? I feel like all the races I've done thus far have been either I got injured during, I've been injured before, or doing them got me injured again. I feel like that's just a sign from God saying like, listen, chill out, get better, get healthy. I feel like this has really made me realise the longevity. I always did. I was always so aware on social media. I follow these people who are very consistent and disciplined with their training, and I thought I was doing that too, but obviously my body just wasn't ready, and that's okay because I'm only 20. You know, this isn't the end of the world. It isn't my life. Just disappointing, but at the same time I can't be too disappointed with it because that will just cause suffering, and it won't be accepting the reality of what is, which is that I've broken my sacrum. Only time and rest will fix it. Time, rest, nutrition will fix it. There's no magic pill, there's no ice, there's no cream. We only use those because we thought it was like a muscle spasm, but it wasn't. Only good can come of all of this. Like, this too shall pass. So I'm still gonna get up and do my thing and hopefully include more things in my day to do. Maybe make my day more sustainable and enjoyable. Like, look at outside, it's gorgeous. Not that I'm gonna go for a run in that, but I could like take my crutches and go to the shop with someone. And that's something I've always been afraid to do. Misfortunes are gonna happen. It's just the way you choose to look at them. And you know, I would like to race this year. It's only the March. It's only the start of March. Like, this is like max 2 months off running from now. And that's like May. So June, July, August, September. 4 months could be a building block into a race, October, November. But I'll take my time and build it up instead of rushing into it. So although it might be painful now, it's not the end of the world. I, again, take full responsibility for this. People will say what people will say, but it's happened. Can't go back on it. I can't do things differently. The way this happened, it was sort of just one run. I went out, came back, felt pain, didn't do anything the rest of the day, woke up the next morning, couldn't walk, sort of thing. So that's all I really wanted to say. I want to say thank you to everyone who supports me. Thank you for my dad who paid for the MRI scan and is paying for all these doctors. Thank you for everyone for supporting and watching the channel. This is not the end. I will do loads of videos documenting my injury rehab as well as everything else that's going on in my life. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your understanding, and thank you for your kind words in advance. Thank you for all the support. I'm so eternally grateful. It makes me feel really nice knowing that strangers and some non-strangers support me. See you in the next video, which will be probably me explaining how I'm getting on, what I'm doing to heal this. I'm not seeing a specialist until, because my physio rang me yesterday and she didn't really know. I sort of asked her, what can I do, what can I not do? She didn't really tell me, which made me feel a bit hopeless. It didn't really help because I didn't have a doctor or anything to go back to and ask questions. It was also 5 o'clock on a Friday. But I have booked in a sports medicine doctor for Monday the 23rd, which is in about 9 days. But he might get a cancellation and I might go see him earlier. So we'll just hope. And I'm going to get the images on Monday. We're going to see how badly it is stress fractured, because all we got in the report was sacral stress fracture. There was no bone edema around it, but I don't know if that's normal. Anyhow, thanks guys. See you later.